The 1991 cent penny is one of those coins that most people have handled without a second thought. After all, the penny is the smallest denomination in U.S. currency, and in 1990, billions were minted for circulation. To many, it was just pocket change, something to toss in a jar or use to round off a purchase. But in the world of numismatics, even the most ordinary coins can become treasures when rare varieties, errors, or pristine conditions come into play. The 1990 penny has proven this time and again, as certain examples have reached remarkable values at auction, with prices soaring from $52,000 to as high as $126,000. The thought that a coin once worth a single cent could command such a price creates excitement among collectors and keeps the hunt alive. To understand why the 1990 penny holds this allure, it's important to take a closer look at the era in which it was struck. By 1990, the composition of the Lincoln cent had long since changed from the 95% copper alloy used from 1909 through 1982. In 1982, the mint transitioned to a copper-plated zinc composition, with only a thin layer of copper covering a zinc core. This change reduced the overall cost of producing pennies as copper prices continued to rise. So, the 1990 penny is technically a copper-plated zinc coin, weighing 2.5 grams compared to the older copper cents that weighed 3.11 grams. For many collectors, this distinction matters greatly, because transitional years often produce rare errors where older planchets are mistakenly used in the wrong year. The obverse of the 1990 penny features the familiar bust of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner and first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. On the reverse, we see the Lincoln Memorial, a design that had been in use since 1959. Inside the memorial, a tiny representation of the Lincoln statue can be seen, making the coin one of the few in U.S. history to depict the same person on both sides. While this design was standard, small variations and minting errors are what elevate certain 1990 pennies into the spotlight. One of the most famous rarities, linked to the 1990 penny, is the so-called no-S proof cent proof coins are specially struck for collectors, produced with polished dies and planchets that give them mirror-like surfaces. They're not meant for circulation, but for sets sold directly by the mint. Typically, these proof coins carry an identifying mint mark, with those struck at San Francisco marked with an S. In 1990, however, a small number of proof pennies were struck without the S mint mark. These no-S 1990 proof cents are incredibly rare and highly sought after, commanding prices that easily reach into the tens of thousands of dollars. For collectors who specialize in proof sets, owning one of these is like finding the crown jewel of modern penny varieties. What makes the story of the 1990 penny so thrilling is the contrast between its everyday nature and its hidden potential. Billions were made, and the vast majority are worth only their face value. But within that massive sea of coins are rare treasures, coins with unique errors, coins preserved in flawless condition, and coins like the no-S proof that were never supposed to exist. These are the ones that spark bidding wars at auctions and can transform a simple penny into something worth between $52,000 and $126,000. Condition also plays a massive role in value. Collectors grade coins on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 representing a perfect, flawless coin. A circulated 1990 penny that has passed through countless hands and shows where will generally not be worth much. But a mint state coin, especially one graded at the highest levels, can be worth hundreds or even thousands. Combine that with a rare variety or error, and suddenly the coin's value skyrockets. That's why collectors are meticulous when searching rolls of pennies, checking for sharp strikes, clean surfaces, and unusual features that might set a coin apart. Errors are another area where the 1990 penny shines. The U.S. Mint produces billions of coins each year, and while quality control is strong, mistakes inevitably slip through. Off-center strikes, double dies, broad strikes, and coins struck on the wrong planchets are all examples of errors that can turn a normal penny into a collectible prize. A double die, for instance, occurs when the design elements are accidentally impressed twice at slightly different angles, creating a shadow-like doubling on the lettering or date. For the 1990 penny, known double die varieties and other striking errors have drawn significant attention, with rare and dramatic examples achieving values far beyond the ordinary. auction results have shown just how powerful these combinations of rarity and condition can be. In high-profile sales, collectors have paid tens of thousands for standout 1990 pennies, especially those in pristine proof condition with errors like the missing mint mark. These coins often carry detailed stories of discovery, perhaps a collector opening a sealed proof set only to realize something unusual about the penny inside, or a roll hunter stumbling across a near-perfect coin after hours of searching. These stories add to the mystique and the appeal, making the coins not just objects of metal but artifacts of chance and history. What adds to the excitement is that coins like these can still surface in unexpected places. While many rare 1990 pennies have already been discovered, it's always possible that more remain hidden, tucked away in old collections or forgotten proof sets. That potential fuels the passion of collectors and casual hobbyists alike, knowing that a treasure could be waiting in their own home, worth anywhere from $52,000 to $126,000. The 1990 penny also sits at an interesting place in the timeline of U.S. coinage. From rare dates to minting mistakes, some Lincoln pennies are worth a fortune. Don't overlook that copper coin. It could be your lucky find. The Lincoln Memorial Reverse had been in use for decades by then, and it would continue until 2008, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Bicentennial Designs and eventually the Union Shield Reverse in 2010. For collectors building complete sets, the 1990 penny is an essential piece of that story, bridging the era between the early copper coins and the modern shield design. Its errors and rarities make it even more attractive, elevating it beyond a simple filler coin. For many, the thrill of collecting comes not just from the monetary value but from the history and artistry embedded in each coin. The 1990 penny embodies this perfectly. It tells the story of the mint's production methods, of transitional mistakes, of quality control lapses that turned into treasures. It also reflects America's ongoing relationship with the penny itself, a coin some argue should be retired, but which continues to capture the imagination of collectors everywhere. And perhaps that's the most powerful aspect of the 1990 penny story, its ability to transform perspective. Something so small, so common, can hold immense value and history if you know what to look for. It teaches patience, attention to detail, and the joy of discovery. Whether it's the thrill of finding a mint error, the pride of owning a flawless proof, or the shock of realizing that a 1-cent coin could be worth $52,000 to $126,000. The 1990 penny has earned its place among modern numismatic legends. Every time a collector picks up a 1990 penny, there's a moment of possibility. Is this just another coin? Or could it be one of the rare ones that changes everything? That mystery keeps the 1990 penny relevant, keeps people searching through jars and rolls, and ensures its legacy as more than just pocket change. For some, it's a reminder that even in the most ordinary places, treasures can be found. The 1998 1-cent penny may seem like one of the most ordinary coins in American history. It is copper-plated zinc, small, light, and with a design that countless people have seen so many times that it barely gets a second glance when it lands in someone's palm as change. Yet, in the world of coin collecting, appearances can be very deceiving. Some coins that were never meant to be extraordinary end up becoming some of the most sought-after rarities in the market, and the 1998 penny is one of those coins that prove how everyday pocket change can hold a secret capable of shocking even seasoned collectors. In fact, certain examples of the 1998 penny have been known to sell for staggering amounts, reaching between $46,000 and $112,000 depending on condition, errors, and rarity. It is this unexpected transformation from ordinary to extraordinary that makes the story of this coin so fascinating. The penny has long been a cornerstone of American coinage. By 1998, the Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for nearly 9 decades. First introduced in 1909 to honor the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, Victor David Brenner's iconic portrait of Lincoln on the obverse remained unchanged, making the penny not only the longest-running design in U.S. history, but also one of the most recognizable. On the reverse of the 1998 cent, the Lincoln Memorial stood proudly, designed by Frank Gasparo. This design had been in place since 1959, replacing Brenner's original wheat ears reverse. Millions of Americans handled these coins every day, and almost no one thought twice about them. But for collectors, the year 1998 became one of the most intriguing years of modern cent production. What makes the 1998 penny so fascinating is not its common examples but the rare varieties and errors that set certain coins apart. During this period, the U.S. Mint was preparing for an upcoming change to the cent's reverse design. In 1999, a new reverse prototype was being tested for the Sacagawea dollar program, and special dies were prepared at the Mint. By accident, some proof Lincoln cents struck at the San Francisco Mint in 1998 were made with a reverse design that was intended for 1999 coins. These are known as transitional reverse varieties, and they represent one of the rarest and most exciting modern Lincoln cents in existence. A normal collector looking at one of these coins might only notice subtle differences in the style of the lettering on the Lincoln Memorial side, but to experts, that difference signals one of the most valuable pennies of the modern era. These rare 1998 proof cents with the prototype reverse, sometimes called wide AM varieties because of the extra spacing between the letters A and M in America, have fetched incredible sums at auction. While a typical 1998 proof penny may be worth a few dollars, the rare transitional examples can bring tens of thousands, even into the range of $46,000 to $112,000 when preserved in perfect condition. That staggering leap in value shows the power of rarity combined with demand. Collectors know that very few of these coins were ever produced, and the chance of finding one today is slim, but the excitement of the possibility keeps interest alive. Beyond the famous wide AM variety, there are also double die varieties from 1998 that attract collector attention. Double dies occur when the coin's design is impressed onto the die more than once in a slightly misaligned position, creating a doubled appearance in certain letters or details. For the 1998 penny, doubled die obverse varieties show extra thickness or shadowing in the motto, "In God We Trust," or the date. These errors are not only visually striking but also extremely rare, and when combined with superb condition, their auction prices can soar. Condition, as with most coins, plays a massive role in value. The vast majority of 1998 pennies were heavily circulated, picked up scratches, discoloration, and general wear. But examples graded at the highest levels, mint state 67 or above, are breathtaking in their appearance. They have full luster, sharp details, and no visible marks even under magnification. Coins like this are the dream of collectors because they combine the rarity of survival in pristine form with the potential of being one of those highly desirable error or variety coins. It is no exaggeration to say that these top-quality examples can and have commanded auction prices well within the remarkable $46,000 to $112,000 range. The historical context of the 1998 penny also adds an interesting layer. The late 1990s were a time of transition for the U.S. Mint. Technology was advancing, design changes were being tested, and coinage was entering a new era with the upcoming state quarters program in 1999. The fact that during this period of experimentation and change, a handful of Lincoln cents were struck with the wrong reverse design feels almost symbolic. It captures a moment in time when old traditions and new ideas overlapped, creating a rare mistake that would live on in the hobby forever. Stories of collectors discovering rare 1998 pennies add to the drama. There are accounts of individuals who purchased proof sets from the U.S. Mint, opened them casually, and years later realized they were holding one of the rare transitional reverse varieties. What was once a coin bought for a modest premium over face value suddenly became a treasure worth tens of thousands. These stories remind us that numismatic fortune often comes to those who pay close attention, and they fuel the imagination of every coin hunter checking their change. Even in circulated form, the possibility of finding a valuable 1998 penny exists. Although most rare varieties were struck in proof form, some circulation strike varieties with the wide AM design or unusual doubling have been reported. For collectors and enthusiasts, this keeps the thrill alive. Every time a 1998 penny shows up in a handful of change, there's that small but electrifying chance that it could be one of the special ones. Auction houses have played a crucial role in cementing the reputation of the 1998 penny. Whenever one of these rare coins comes to market, excitement builds, and bidding wars often break out among collectors eager to secure a piece of modern coinage history. The headlines that follow 1998 penny sells for over $50,000 bring fresh attention to the hobby and inspire countless people to check their own coin collections. The dramatic prices, often ranging from $46,000 to $112,000 depending on grade and variety, highlight just how significant this small coin can be. What makes the 1998 penny particularly engaging is that it belongs to the modern era, within living memory for many collectors today. Unlike coins from the 1800s or early 1900s that feel distant and antique, the 1998 penny is something people remember using daily. It connects directly to modern life while still offering the same sense of rarity and discovery that older coins provide. That relatability makes its story even more compelling, because it shows that treasures can still be found in coins minted just a few decades ago. In conclusion, the 1998 1-cent penny is a remarkable reminder that rarity and value can hide in plain sight. From its classic Lincoln design to the unexpected wide AM reverse variety and double die errors, it stands as one of the most exciting modern coins for collectors. Its connection to a period of transition at the U.S. Mint adds historical depth, while its potential value of $46,000 to $112,000 ensures that it will continue to attract attention and inspire searches for years to come. What was once a simple coin passed from hand to hand in everyday transactions has become a treasure that carries both monetary worth and a powerful story. The 2013 1-cent penny is one of those coins that most people glance at and dismiss as just another copper-colored piece of change, something to pass along at the grocery store or toss into a coin jar without a second thought. But hidden among the billions that were minted in that year are examples that have shocked the numismatic world. Some of these 2013 pennies, because of special minting errors or remarkable condition, have reached prices between $32,000 and $87,000 when they surfaced in the marketplace. That means what appears to be a single cent could actually hold the value of a brand new car, or even enough to make a serious dent in someone's financial future. To understand the story behind this coin, we need to take a closer look at its design and place in modern coinage. By 2013, the United States Mint was producing the Lincoln Shield cent, the reverse design that had been introduced in 2010 to replace the bicentennial designs of 2009. This shield design carries deep symbolism, meant to honor Lincoln's preservation of the Union during the Civil War. It features a single shield with 13 vertical stripes and a horizontal bar across the top, representing the original states joined together under one Union. A large banner across the shield carries the words 1 cent, a bold reminder of the coin's denomination. Above it, the inscription United States of America emphasizes national unity, while E pluribus unum is inscribed on the banner's upper portion. The obverse of the coin retains Victor David Brenner's famous 1909 portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the longest-running design in U.S. coinage history. Above Lincoln's head, the motto "In God We Trust" is prominently displayed, with liberty to the left and the year 2013 to the right. These simple yet powerful inscriptions frame one of the most iconic images in American coinage. By 2013, the penny was being minted primarily in zinc with a thin copper plating, a composition first adopted in 1982 as a cost-saving measure since pure copper pennies had become too expensive to produce. On the surface, the 2013 Lincoln penny might look like just another coin with a familiar face and an equally familiar shield design. But what collectors quickly discovered is that among the billions produced, a small handful carried minting errors, unusual varieties, or simply flawless condition that pushed their value into astonishing territory. It is these special coins that transform an everyday penny into a numismatic treasure worth between $32,000 and $87,000. One of the key factors in determining the value of a 2013 penny is its condition. The vast majority of these coins have been circulated heavily, bearing scratches, nicks, and wear from years of passing through countless hands. But for those that were pulled aside early and preserved in mint state, the story is very different. Coins graded MS67, MS68, or even higher by professional services like PCGS or NGC can command incredible premiums because so few examples survive in such pristine quality. The difference between an ordinary 2013 penny worth 1 cent and a gem-quality example worth tens of thousands lies in the sharpness of its strike, the brilliance of its luster, and the total absence of blemishes. Even more exciting for collectors are the rare error coins. Errors occur when something goes wrong in the minting process, and instead of being destroyed, a flawed coin makes its way into circulation. On 2013 pennies, these errors can include double dies, where parts of the design appear duplicated due to misalignment during the striking process. For example, on some doubled die obverse, the inscriptions "In God We Trust" or "Liberty" may show noticeable doubling, creating a striking and unusual effect. These varieties are highly sought after because they are both rare and visually distinct, making them stand out immediately to anyone who knows what to look for. Other errors include off-center strikes, where the coin design is not properly aligned with the blank planchet. Depending on how far off-center the strike is, such coins can be incredibly valuable. A 2013 penny with a dramatic off-center strike, especially if it still shows the full date, is the kind of piece collectors dream of owning. Then there are transitional errors, where coins were accidentally struck on planchets intended for another denomination or composition. These kinds of mistakes are extraordinarily rare in modern coinage, but when they do occur, the resulting coins can be worth tens of thousands of dollars. The cultural significance of the Lincoln penny also adds to the demand. Since 1909, Abraham Lincoln has been the face of the U.S. cent, and his image is one of the most widely recognized in the world. Collectors of Lincoln cents are among the most passionate in the hobby, and the series has one of the largest followings of any coin in U.S. history. That means that even modern issues like the 2013 penny are closely studied, with every detail examined and every variety cataloged. When a rare error or perfect condition piece emerges, competition is fierce, driving prices higher and higher. What makes this story especially thrilling is the possibility that these valuable coins could still be sitting unnoticed in circulation today. Millions of people handle 2013 pennies every single day, dropping them into tip jars, using them for change, or letting them pile up in drawers. Among all those ordinary coins, there could be one carrying a double die error or preserved in near-perfect condition, waiting to be discovered. That sense of treasure hunting is what keeps collectors scouring rolls from banks, searching through pocket change, and keeping a sharp eye on every Lincoln cent they come across. The numbers themselves are staggering. A single penny from 2013, if it carries the right error or condition, has been known to sell for between $32,000 and $87,000 at auction. Think about that for a moment. A 1-cent coin commanding a price that could pay for college tuition, buy a new vehicle, or serve as a down payment on a house. These are not exaggerated figures but real results that have come from the intense interest of collectors competing for the rarest examples. For beginners in the hobby, the 2013 penny serves as a perfect example of why attention to detail is so critical. While most people see only a coin worth 1 cent, a trained eye can recognize the subtle signs of rarity. A faint doubling on a word, an off-center alignment, or even the brilliance of untouched luster can be the difference between a penny worth face value and one worth a small fortune. It shows that coin collecting is not just about history, but also about observation, patience, and discovery. As the years pass, the rarity and value of these coins are likely to increase. Coins like the 2013 penny with major errors or pristine condition become harder to find as time goes on. Many are already in the hands of serious collectors, tucked away in private collections where they may remain for decades. That means the window of opportunity to discover one in circulation is shrinking every year. And for those who already own one of these rare treasures, the long-term potential is very promising. This coin also serves as a reminder of how the U.S. Mint continues to produce coins that, while intended for everyday use, sometimes become icons in the collecting world. The 2013 penny, with its Lincoln portrait and shield reverse, might have been designed as a small token of commerce, but it has achieved far more than that. For collectors, it represents both a challenge and a reward, a coin that demonstrates how the smallest details can carry the greatest value. So the next time you find yourself with a handful of change, take a closer look before dismissing those pennies. Among them could be a 2013 example hiding something extraordinary, a tiny copper-plated coin worth $32,000 to $87,000. That possibility is what makes the world of coin collecting so exciting. It's not just about money, but about history, artistry, and the thrill of discovery. And who knows, your next penny might just be worth a fortune.